Good morning. Well, it's morning here, like I always say. Here in Poland, Ohio, Youngstown, whatever you want to call where I'm at. Yeah, breakfast of champions, a Boston cream donut, and a hot chocolate. I'm not a coffee person, so it's very cold this morning. It's supposed to warm up, but it's kind of chilly out there. So anyhow, this video wasn't about hot chocolate and donuts. It's about 10 by 1110, and one is done. Ha ha ha. Yes. I still may or may not order the slicks decals and put the stripe on it, even though it won't be under the clear. I may not. I may just do another one. Now, here's the thing. Somewhere along the line, I lost the roll bar to this. I went to put it on the other night, and I'm looking in the box, and it's not there, and I know I painted it. And I even came in the shop the next day, and I looked all in this area here. And even, I figured if it's on the floor, it probably got stepped on. I checked other boxes at home, thinking, well, maybe I had a couple projects going and I put it in the wrong box. Can't find it. So luckily I got the new Flashpoint version of it. So I just stole the roll bar out of that and painted it, and oh well, it's as done as it's going to be. So now I have to get another roll bar for that one, but maybe it's something I could pick up at a swap meet. It's not like I'm going to build the other version of this thing right away. Yes, you can still see the imprint of where that decal was, but it's going to stay. I'm not going to get crazy on it. But you can see in this light the pearly coat, the dual color pearl 1K, but yes, she is done. So I got 9 more to go. But yep, Whiplash is done. I think it came out pretty good. I didn't go super detailed on it, but I didn't leave it plain either. But yeah, I mean, the underside is, pretty basic. These tires are still kind of tacky. I painted them with that flat black, that rubber Tamiya paint. And they still have a slight tack to them, and it's been like a while. I'm really surprised how much tack they have. But yeah, that's it. Let me pause it for a second, and I'll get the body up. And we're back. And here's it with the body up. As you can see, I didn't go crazy under the hood or under the body. It's got the water and fuel tanks. They don't specify as to which one's which. They're not plumbed anyhow. They're just, I used the Revell chrome on them. I stripped them and used that instead of the chrome they were. Some of the chrome stayed chrome, like most of these linkages and stuff. But anyhow, let's do this. Let's put a little more light on it. But yeah, I mean, it just simulated a throttle. There's no actual, linkages there or pivots. But I wanted something there. There's the pressure tank, whatever that's for. And let's go to this side. We got our fire extinguisher. Our shift knob in the cockpit there. And you can see the footy gas pedal down there. Headers are a combination of black, silver, charcoal gray, and a couple other colors just fogged together. There's an Excel super coil. It's just sort of one of those pre-wired distributor, magneto, whatever you want to call that. I still may have to put another decal back there, just for look's sake. I kind of forgot about that. But there's a straight-on shot of it. And there's a little fuel line there with... Let's see if we can get in. There we go. A little bit of red and blue. Just a little bit of... Give it some life. I didn't like... come back. it not having, whatchamacallit, anything under there. Usually, excuse me, if it's going to have any kind of exposed engine, I like to do something. But that's Whiplash for you. So that's 1 of 10. 9 more to go. And like I said, a couple of them aren't that far off, so I'll probably attack all those first, and then I'll save some of the more time-consuming ones for last. I still got a couple group builds to finish up, and I got one group build to start. So, wish me luck there. Okay, let's kill that light. Let's do a quick, let me get a bite of the donut here. I can't let that sit there, that's too good. Okay, and the hot chocolate's too hot. So what do we have in the shop today? Well, this one here got an alarm and a remote starter. The starter / alarm also got tied into here. We put electric locks in from a kit, so when you hit the alarm and lock the doors in the vehicle, you're also locking all of these doors. And these are prop switches, so when that strut goes in there, it hits a little switch. And when the doors open, that switch releases and grounds it out and trips the alarm. So if anybody does pry one of these open, they have to trip the alarm. We put a fuel tank, this giant fuel tank back here. It came in with the utility bed. We put the fuel tank, and there's the pump there. We put a fill nozzle here, because that's where they wanted it, so they don't have to get up in the bed. Whoever it is going to have to be a fairly tall person. I'm short. I mean, I can do it, but I'm going to have to stretch to get the nozzle in there, but hopefully whoever operates this truck is taller than I am. And we did that. We put here's the pump over here. And instead of having the hose all coiled up, we put this quick disconnect here. And there's the other half. There's our nozzle and the hose with the other half of the quick disconnect. This was per their request that we do this, and we had never done this before, but we did it. So, yep. And the only other thing it's getting is vent visors. They added those just yesterday. They said, hey, could you throw some of those on? Well, we didn't have any, so they'll be here this morning. So I'll stick those on there, and that's it. This truck's done. And then this truck, this is getting a bunch of crap. It's getting strobes, which I got 4 in the grill already. It's going to get a light bar up on top of the dump truck, that rest up that shelf. It's going to get one of those, fancier strobes, the big ones with the zigzag and all that, which is nice, but the problem, excuse me, on dump trucks is you can't bring the wire down and go straight down because the bed lifts. So what I got to do is route the wire down all inside of the frame of this thing, all the way to the back, all the way around to the middle where all their wires run up, and then run the wire back up. So it's going to the back and then back to the front, which is really a pain. And it's getting these strobes right here, which I did those before I left yesterday. They got to be run up front yet, but they're there. I got them both mounted before I left. And it's getting a handful of other piddly things like seat covers and I think a hood shield or something like that, if I remember correctly. And then whatever else is on the schedule today. Let's get up in here. Come on. There it is. Oh, of course. Hold on. There we go. Let's take a look at the strobes. At least the ones that work. Yep, there they are. So it's got the strobes up front. So that's what we're working on today, and then whatever else is on the schedule, which I have yet to look at. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, time-consuming task running that wire all the way up front. Because there's three things to avoid if you ever run wires on the underside of a vehicle, and that's hot, moving, or sharp. So I gotta make, and this being a moving bed, it adds that extra challenge of, no pinch points. You have to make sure to leave enough slack that it could bend and not pull itself apart, but yet not get caught in any moving stuff. Then it's got to run on that frame and come up through a grommet in the body, and well, actually it's going to go all the way up to the engine compartment because that's where the aux wire is, the switch, the termination point for them. If you ever do a Super Duty Ford, there's a harness under this here black box, which is really hard to get to, and sometimes they put more tape on it than others. They cover it in friction tape and electrical tape, and you got to unwind it, and there's this thing of wire, you got to open it up, and then there's these blunt ends. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them for the aux switches, and they're color coded as to which one's number 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, whatever, and that's it. So that part's kind of done. This one, like I said, just some vent visors, and she's out of here. They wanted it done this week, and they got it done this week. We're running short-handed this week. My boss, Mike, it wasn't last Friday. It was the Friday before. He had a mild heart attack. He didn't really know. He had some chest pains. He went to one of those ER centers, and they said, you better get to a hospital ER. So he went there, and he got admitted that night. They kept him, and they did all kinds of tests. He had to wait for a cardiologist all the way till Saturday morning. He called me Friday night. It was snowing here, and he calls me and asks if I could do a favor because he left early to get his truck. He had our one employee drop him off and pick his truck up at the dealer, and then he took himself to the hospital, and well, he left his dogs here. So here it is, 9 p.m. I'm working on a model. He goes, what are you doing? He calls me up. I said, just working on a model. He goes, could you do me a favor? So I had to come out here and get the dogs and let them out, let them run outside in the snow and do their business, and that was it. Oh, wait a minute. There's one more thing I want to show you. Speaking of models, you all follow me. One of the other 10. Let's get around all the junk here. This place is a pigsty. Let's go into the old storeroom here. Well, the old lunchroom. It's kind of just a storeroom now. But you know about the Oldsmobile. And here it is. I went with I don't know how well it's going to show in here. Let's get it out. One of these days, when the boss has extra money, we're going to put the LED lights in here too. We have them in that section when that used to be separate. And it's a lot whiter and brighter in there than it is in here. But, oh, here we go. Now you can see it. Yep. There's the Olds. Ooh, that clear dried nice. Yep. So it's a lighter metallic green. The only bad thing, I'm sure you could see it, it fish-eyed in 2 places. One there, and a little one up on the roof. There. And I even took some of this same paint and I dabbed it over there. I never brush because it lifts it. Even just dabbing it, it lifted and made it a little worse. So I'm not touching it no more. It's going to get rubbed out and be done. Yeah, it's going to have a little imperfection, but it's just going to stay that way. I'm not going to strip this thing again and try again. But I think it came out pretty good. I cleared it yesterday, so I wanted to let it cure out overnight. But, it still smells good, which means it's not totally cured. But it's cured enough for to at least come out of that room for now. All right, people. Well, thanks for watching. It's still not even 8 o'clock. So I'm going to, finish my breakfast and put this stuff away and begin my day of work here. So, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers, by the way. I'm at like 992 or 993. So I'm almost there. And cool. So I appreciate each and every one of you that have subscribed. And yep, so here we go. And the Oldsmobile is one of the 10, and it's getting closer now. So I should be closing in and getting 10 by 1110. Hopefully it's not too much of a problem. So, all right, people. Well, thanks for watching. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.